Today, I embrace my true identity as a child of love. I'm responsible for my life and its direction. The strength of a philosopher king, I lead with clarity and ethics, expecting greatness. My independence and confidence inspire others, transforming my world and freeing those around me. Today, I embrace my true identity. Let's get My true identity is a thought leader, man. I just want to put thoughts out to the universe. I'm here with my son. We're on our morning walk. It's Tuesday, July 9th, the second day of the week, third, depending on who you ask. Trying to get to using the second day to get to the number one spot, man. I'm just having conversations with my son. He's in the carrier, knocked out right now. We're giving mommy a rest. So we go out on our morning walks, and I so felt like instead of having these thoughts just kept to myself, I put them out into the world and let everybody, come into my world, to my brain, and things I'm giving my son and ideas I want him to have even before he could understand these. Maybe he'll go back and listen, have a whole little anthology on our daily walks, and you'll always have a bunch of game to choose from. So my daily thread, every day I do a daily thread. I post a daily thread. And in that daily thread, I take my 3 daily readers and I summarize them. I put them into a thought. It's usually a thread. It's kind of like a tweet. But, I'm using threads created by Meta. So I have a daily thread. Like you have daily bread, there's a daily thread. So today's daily thread, it starts with, today I embrace my true identity. And what is your true identity? What is my true identity? I know I'm a leader. I know I'm a team player. I know that when I support others, I lift them up, provide space for me to be lifted up in the future. I create good karma, and I don't just lift up others for the purpose of just lifting up myself or being lifted up, but it's a great benefit of it. It's a great perk. But it's important to lift others up because that's how community is built. And that's one of my favorite things in this whole wide world. Feeling like I'm a part of a community. Feeling like I have, people I can lean on and people that can lean on me. Feeling like that I'm being, lifted up. And they say it takes a village to raise a child while I'm sitting here with my son, Milo. And so I want to be a part of a community. I don't know currently if I have that community in the physical space that I'm in. But I know that there are people that I love and that I love and support, and they love and support me. So there's always community. So identity changes all the time. It could be your social identity. Maybe you're an extrovert. Maybe you're introvert. And in different parts of your life, you have been both. You could have been facing some trauma that have led you to be more introverted. You could be, or have you ever been, healed? He's some things that allow you to embrace more extroverted spaces. It all depends on, who you are, what you're thinking, and what you're going through, and what you're feeling. Because your feelings are real, and they deserve to be validated, and they deserve to be heard. And even if you have to tell them to yourself, you deserve to listen to yourself. So, listen to yourself always, Write it down, write your feelings down, journaling. My homie Bradley and my cousin Sharika, they both have businesses centered around journaling, and it's so pivotal, especially for, communities that aren't, thriving all the time, to be able to write your thoughts down, put those thoughts out into the world. And what you do a vocal journal, maybe this daily thread is more like a vocal journal, where every day, I'm just journaling my thoughts of what's going through, inspired by the daily thread. Whether it be sexual identity, we talk about true identity, sexual identity. Man, my sexual identity has changed a lot over the course of my life. Every child was very confused. And then as a young adult, I turned that confusion into trying to have sex with as many women as possible. Not always trying to be a womanizer. And I think I tried to live my life without lying and being upfront or manipulating people into having sex. I think my mom taught me better than that, but that didn't mean that I wasn't trying to, make physical connections as much as possible. And I learned a lot through that. But I think it was also because I was confused about who I was sexually and what felt good and what didn't feel good. And the more I free myself and I free my mind, I developed new ideas about my identities, especially my sexual identity, was social identity, and my business identity. What type of my brand identity? What type of energy do I want to put out in the world with my business? As a musician, as a showman, pro man, and what that means for my family and our legacy. So embrace your true identity. Just as you find it, as you learn more, as you free yourself through knowledge and information, as you free yourself through connections with people that allow you to be your true self. You find that you really develop your own identity, and it changes. It's never going to be the same. And the tree changes. So, the chiefs of the 1400s that, maybe people that look like me weren't, valued the same as other people. That those things change, thankfully. So your true identity, just like the truth, will change over time, and just like with more information, more knowledge. Today, I embrace my true identity as a child of love. One of the readers that I read every day is, of course, the miracle. And it's kind of like my spiritual path. The late spiritual path says that we're children in our spiritual brains. Like in our ego world, thanks to Earl Purdy, he gave me this idea. EarlPurdy.com. Check him out, or Earl Purdy on YouTube. The idea that in our ego world, we are adults. We have plenty of ideas about the world and how it should be. And that word "should" is a very interesting word. We have so many ideas about what the world should be and all this stuff. But what does that mean? It's because we develop so many thoughts. Like, it's so hard to teach an old dog new trick. Let's see a couple of dogs try to figure it out. They say that because in our egos, we're very adult-like. We're taking all the information that's been given to us, and we create these ideas and these how can I say? I mean, we build worlds. We build our own universes around our ideas. And so in that way, we're adults to our ideas. But to love, and to really love it, and to being free, and to embracing, God, the universe, we're children, in a sense that we need these things to be given to us. We don't have all the understanding of what it means to be a loving, human being, something that we're still figuring out. We're figuring this shit out all the time. And so I'm embracing my identity as a child of love. I'm not an adult of love. I ain't got love all figured out. I'm not 100% locked in love with my wife. I love my wife, for sure. Don't get me wrong. I love her more than anything in this whole world. But do I always feel that love? Do I always express that love? Yeah, definitely something that I'm working on. Definitely something that I'm a child like. I need help. I need assistance. I need support. I need support from the universe, support from God, support from everything. And without that support, just like if I don't support my son, if I don't, help him or cries, if I'm not there to be there for him when he needs me, it's going to create trauma. And it's going to influence his world, how he grows up. So I have to embrace that I'm a child they love, and I still have lots of room to grow. Goes on to say, I'm responsible for my life and its direction. Personal responsibility is a big thing for me. Second reader I usually read every day, The Daily Scope by Ryan Holiday. Shout him out. Check out Ryan Holiday on YouTube. His content is incredible. His books are incredible. And talks about being responsible a lot. The Stoics take personal responsibility for everything. Even think that they might not even be responsible for, because they're responsible for their mindset. They're responsible for how they feel. Just like some people are really, really, a really hard idea for me to accept sometimes is that pain is a choice, because I'm responsible for how I feel. I'm responsible for feeling the pain. Like there's a lot of videos on social media now of like showing kids that show like parents with kids, and like the parent will hit something next to the kid, and then they'll start to coddle the kid and act like the kid is injured, and the kid will start to cry. Or and then there are moments where the child actually hurts themselves, actually hits their head, and the parent, embraces them, but without, all of the coddling and all of the taking it to the next level, and the kid is just like, on to the next one. And so I think that's how we are in our lives. Like, I've learned from personal, I stop my toe like 3 to 5 times a day, and I have a lot more peace when I stop my toe, and I don't like make it a big deal, So I'm getting better, just like everything doesn't have to be a big deal. And social media and media in general has trained us to make everything into a big deal. It's like it doesn't have to be a big deal. So, but that's taking responsibility for my universe, man, not letting all this crazy stuff into my universe, into my mind, into my approach. So it's a lot of work, but it's the constant work that, it's a part of healing. It's part of shadow work, just being responsible for every thought. You're responsible for every action that you take. And it's direction, it's responsible for your direction. Where you going? Where the heck are you going? Like I'm currently on a walk right now, and oh man, I love the music Alice in Wonderland, but I specifically love all of the moments with the Cheshire Cat. And I think he has an interchange with Alice, and who's like, if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter where you go. And there's some beauty in being lost, And there's some beauty in like surrendering, but then there's also some beauty in, having a plan, having a path, having a goal, especially when that goal is inspired by love and it's being given to you by your creator, by the love, by God, by whoever, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, your spirit animal, the natives, your ancestors, whatever your lead is or your guide is. It goes on to say, with the strength of a philosopher king. So the daily story today was all talking about, much about philosopher kings. Like I read a lot of, not a lot, but I get a healthy amount of Marcus Aurelius, and he was a philosopher king, and Solomon, grew up Christian, spent a lot of time in church, and spoke a lot about Solomon. David, who were great writers or great thinkers, but also kings who had to make very serious decisions about war, about, about their lives or the lives of their people, their citizens. And so, it's not, like I said, for my life, I don't want to just be a leader, but I want to be a leader that's thinking. It's always thinking about what's the next play, what's the next level, what's the most efficient way to do this? How can we turn this thing that could be nothing into something, It's like my walks right now. This is the first, but it's like I'm turning my walks into an opportunity to leave knowledge and wisdom for my son and share gain, with my community. This is important for me. And so I think it says with the strength of philosopher king, they just have to be strong. And strength isn't always hyper masculinity or muscles. Strength. I think there's a lot of strength in soft skills. I feel like there's a lot of strength in active listening. There's a lot of strength in counseling and getting healing. So I think we have to redefine what it means to be strong. I think there's a lot of strength in crying. I think there's a lot of strength in sharing your thoughts and listening to your lover and listening to your partner. I think there's a lot of strength in just sitting with people and not having to tell them, what their life's all about. And just sitting with them and letting them just feel. As I pass, two parents on their phones when their daughter is having a fit. Not judging them, but there's a lot of strength in just those presence. Those moments of presence, especially when it comes to children, when it comes to family. So, let's really get clear about what it means to be strong. With the strength of philosophy, I lead with clarity, ethics, expecting greatness, clarity, getting clear. I speak Spanish now. Claro, one of the first concepts that I really got familiar with when I learned Spanish, Spanish, Castellano, Spanish. from Spain. Claro is something they use a lot. Just means clear, like I got it. So getting clear, leading with clarity is making sure like everybody's on the same page with things, you know. Uh Recently with the president, a business that I'm involved in, you know, we had to have a heart to heart about, you know, what everybody's roles are, what everybody's goals and roles are like, what that looks like, so that we can, you know, show up for one another in a way that supports one another. But we don't have clarity about each other's goals, about who we are, then, you know, or what we doing, and we just can be doing whatever, no direction. So leadership is all about providing clarity for everybody that's under your leadership, or everybody that's a part of your community. Ethics, that's a loaded word, because like identity, they change. But ethics is all about your code, your personal code. Like, what's my personal code? Like, I've consumed a healthy amount of, you know, tobacco, marijuana, whatever, via smoking, and luckily I don't smoke anymore. But you know, I always try to be, you know, very clear about, you know, where I was smoking and how, you know, the secondhand smoke that I was giving off was affecting people. That was a part of my code, part of my ethics. And I kind of wish that, you know, like in airports, they're just smoking rooms, you know, and that people can just smoke in smoking rooms, and therefore, only people that are affected by smoking are other people who are smoking, you know, because it's unfortunate, you know, as I'm on my walk, every day, my wife and I would call it smoke factions, whether you're passing a cafe and there's like 6 people smoking, or you're just walking on the street and people just smoking everywhere. And smoking, it dulls your senses. This is something that is scientific fact. I'm not making this stuff up. It dulls your senses. It dulls the way you smell. It does the way you hear. It does the way you see. It does all of your senses. So people who are smoking are actually less sensitive to the world around them. So they don't care. Just smoking, you know, because it gives them some sort of solace or peace. So they picked it up as they were keen, you know, peer pressure, and so it just became a habit. Cigarettes are very addictive, and it was cigarettes. You know, also marijuana is very addictive. So, but yeah, people smoke. And then that smoking makes them insensitive to the people around them, especially when, you know, like you're smoking right in front of me, but I'm walking with a baby, newborn, you know. I know it's not your job to think about me, but it's in my ethics, it's in my code to think about other people's and think about, you know, what they have going on, and, you know, how what I'm doing contributes to that. Yeah, so ethics are an important part of the conversation, because it's going to be your roadmap with how you do business, how you conduct yourself. Expecting greatness. Expectations are tough for me. I've chosen disappointment a lot over the course of my life. I've chosen to allow sometimes other people's behavior to disappoint me. And through those choices, I felt like if I didn't have expectations, then I wouldn't have been disappointed. So just goals and dreams are all about expectations. It's all about, you know, what do you want to happen for your life? What do you expect to happen? So expecting greatness, waking up every day like, this is going to be great. I'm in a position of leadership. I'm doing everything I can, put my community, put my team in a better position, or VS, and put my team, put everybody I know in a better position. And if I can do that, then great things will happen. And I don't feel like expectations have to be all bad, you know, but like, you know, my Buddhist teachings, you know, what may be frowned upon, well, maybe not frowned, but actually to consider, what am I expecting? What are my expectations? What am I taking? What's the daily thought today? The daily thread comes with expecting greatness. And then the next thing goes to say, my independence and confidence inspire others. Independence as the can't. That's how independence is all about. Yeah, being your own self, being your own person, being your own community, having your own ideas, having your own uh, concepts about, you know, who you are, what you are. Uh, so my independence and confidence inspire others. So it's not just enough when I be asked, not just enough to be a, just enough to be independent, but just like do things for yourself, for your communities. Like that's in right now, this spot, this show, whatever it's gonna be, daily thread, it's gonna be, it's a part of me exercising my distinct uh exercising my independence out in the world because I can't put out this and nobody has to listen to it. Always I have it available for my son. He's ready to listen. So that he knows that daddy, father wanted to give him the best tools possible to do this thing called life, which is not always easy. So independence and confidence. Self-confidence is definitely something you have to develop. It's not something that comes easy. Uh, Man, it actually comes with fire and flame. I wasn't always the most confident kid, because I just didn't believe that I was valuable, which is insane to even say out loud. You have to believe in your own values. Because if you don't believe in it, nobody else will. Now I want to just repeat colloquialisms on this daily thread, but it's true. If you don't, it starts with personal belief. Like I work in the music industry, and a lot of times, like getting support doesn't come until you already have some support, and you don't always, and sometimes you don't have any support until you act like you have a bunch, and then people will get in line. That's why people buy followers. Same concept. Like, all right, if I can look like a bunch of people following me, then more people will follow me, and it's basically human nature. We love what's hot. Because it's tried and true in some ways. People don't want to waste time. People don't want to waste time, so therefore, let me go with what's tried and true. Let me go with the things that I know works. It's like, oh yeah, 20,000 people support this thing. All right, well, let me get in line. Let me be 20,001. Uh, and for artists and creators, sometimes it's unfortunate because it just makes everything that much harder. To get love, to get support, but that's why confidence is important. Because confidence says nobody supports me, I'll support myself. You need, it's waking up. What's up, Si? You got something to say? Tell the people. So when you're independent, when you believe in yourself, and no matter what happens, you believe that, like, all right, I'm gonna be fine, and you're confident because you're independent, you're confident in your own abilities. This can inspire others, and this can create community and make people actually want to follow you even more, which is crazy. That you're happy, that sometimes better community is all about starting with yourself, starting with building followers and building community in the way so people can get behind what you're doing. And that inspires people. Independence and confidence inspire us. It goes on to say, transforming transforming my world and freeing those around me. We like to think, I like to think that there's a big world, right? That's just this world that we're all a part of. We're all doing, but it's like, nah, bro. It's like you live in your world. What's up, bro? What's up, little homie? Like, nah, you live in your world. You have your world, and everybody else is living in their own little world, their own little bubble. In some ways, these bubbles intersect. and overlap, and this is what we call communities. Uh, so, inspiring confidence, confidence and independence can transform your world, man. It can really change the way you see things, change the way other people see you, and then it can free those around you. Milo, we gave him the name Milo, please. Why? Because freedom is one of the most powerful things in the world. You feel, we watch a lot of One Piece, and that main character Luffy. It's all about this. He wants to be the king of pirates, just so he can be free to do whatever he wants. You know, and it's so simple, but wow, it's so profound at the same time. Like just having freedom, being independent, being confident to inspire others will transform your world and free those around you. So as everybody, and freedom is a thing that it's tough to have independently. You can't really have it on your own. If you're free and your brother's not free, well, are you really free? If I'm free from debt, but then my mother is in $100,000 in debt, then then now, if I care about my mother, when the bill collectors start calling for her, it's my job to be present with that and say, whoa, here you go. Now I'm no longer free because my mom's not free. I'm not free because my sister's not free. Freedom is all about like, hey, how can we all get free? How can we all transform our circumstances, our world, to a place where it's like, all right, we're all free. We all, have enough, have everything we need. We all are transformed and inspired to think on our own. We all, doing our best with what we have. And I like to think that would be true freedom in a way. So thank y'all for checking in on the Daily Bread. Milo is woke now. Grocery store, groceries, and we're going to head back home soon. Move with Robin and take care of Willie. And love is love. And thank y'all for being, whoever listens to this, for listening. Daily Bread. Blessings.